Hello and welcome to our final part of Genealogy of the Holy War. As you can see, everybody is pretty much okay, but more importantly, everything is now in Japanese. I didn't actually think this would be necessary to get the ending, because it seemed to work, but then it crashed at about, I think, the ending where they were telling us what happened to Verdane after the war, which was a shame. So, I believe to do this, all you need is a clean Japanese version of the ROM. You take a save state from your original game, and then change the name of that save state to the same name as the ROM you've got. I don't believe it's necessary to unpatch your entire game in order to get the ending, but yeah, since it's in Japanese, I'll just be reading it off a script from, I believe it's Serena's Forest. Hopefully, pausing, look at that. This will be a relatively simple affair, I hope. I hope and pray. Okay. Let's get on with it then. I believe this is the Seize command. You've done well, Seliph. You succeeded admirably in enduring all your hardships to do what you just did. Levin, the war is won and over with, true, but the world is still in shambles. What should we possibly do from here? For that, you need a leader. The descendants of the Crusaders will be returning to their own countries, and in joining their efforts together, you can create a new world where everyone is free to feel happiness. Blah blah, blah blah blah. That's odd. Lewyn seems to be saying more than said it. A new world! Yes, and Seliph, you shall remain here as the King of Grannvale. There you have a responsibility to guide the world towards that end. Me? As King of Grannvale? Yes, you and Julia are, after all, the only successors to the throne who inherited the blood of the royal family. You two now have the last wishes of those who died to fulfill, and they are watching over you even now. Don't ever forget the light they strove for. Yes, I understand, King Levin. I'll be trying as hard as the limits of my strength will allow. And will you also agree to this, Julia? Yes, Lord Levin. Helping Sir Seliph, I mean my brother, is my wish. No matter what troubles I face, I'll run away no longer. Lady Lana, let's help Sir Seliph together, shall we? Yes, and gladly. But Lady Julia, I'm going to atone for the sins done to Lord Sigurd, and all the crimes in which he was wrongly accused. It is my mother Deirdre's wish. Well, everyone should be returning home from the front line soon. Seliph, this is your first job as the new king. Say something to thank them for their efforts. Hooray! Here comes Shanan and Patty. Seliph, I'm going home. The people of Isaach are waiting for me. I don't know how I could ever thank you, Shanan. Thank you for being there for me all along. Blah blah blah. When I was young, I was asked by your father, Sir Sigurd, to take care of Lady Deirdre, but I failed and she was lost. It's all my fault, and I couldn't forget what happened then to this day. I should really be apologising to you instead. No, it's because of you and the people of Isaach that I have lived this long. Isaach is my home, and that's how it's going to stay, no matter what happens. I'm never going to forget. If they hear those words, the people are going to be so glad, aren't they? Possibly not the people you're about to be king over, but... Sir Shanan, you're talking to Sir Seliph like he's a younger brother. Isn't he the King of Grannvale now? Patty? Ah, it's that way, isn't it? I have to call him King Seliph from now, or maybe call him Your Majesty would be better. Sir Shanan, you're angry. Wait, I understand. Parting with Sir Seliph must have been difficult. I'm sorry, that's a really terrible thing I just said. It's alright, you're only saying the truth after all. Sir Shanan. Aw, I think. Shanan, I will always think of you as my own brother. Come what may, please don't ever forget that. I swear on my sword, King Seliph, I will never forget that for as long as I shall live. Blah blah. And then Lewyn says something. Well then, now is the time we must part. Please take care of yourselves, is what he said. I am returning to Leinster, Lord Seliph. Thanks for all the things you've done for me. The Thracia Peninsula was nearly torn apart by the flames of war, and I want to help get it back on its feet again. Altena wanted it the same... Altena wanted it the same way too. God, this script is confusing. I see. Thracia has fallen into ruin, and as the king, the burden must weigh heavy on you. It's probably quite stressing. Well, whatever comes, give it your best efforts. Yes, sir. You take care of yourself too, Lord Seliph. Back then, my father Sigurd and your father Prince Siwan were willing to share their life and death together in their friendship. Prince Leif, I wish for it to be the same way between us. I as well, Sir Seliph! Exclamation marks. Prince Leif, you're going already? Nanna, do you want to come with me? Is that alright? I mean, we're totally married, but why wouldn't... Oh god, of course, please help me with this. I need you and your strength. Yes, of course! Generic femalese. Princess Altena, you're leaving for Thracia as well? Yes, to fulfill the dream of one united Thracia and help Leif as a king. That's all I can do to redeem those who raised me. King Travant and Arion. It would be great if Arion could lend his strength to your cause, wouldn't it? That is meaningless yet, but someday the time will come. Lord Seliph, I'll be returning home as well. Please take care of yourself. Sir Finn, thank you. You've helped my family twice, my father and I. I don't know how to properly thank you, really. Sir, I'm a knight of Leinster. I was only carrying out the wishes of my lord, and it's only natural as a knight. Sir Finn, please take good care of Thracia. Help Prince Leif, and give for that country the peace it has longed for. Yes, sir. That is also what the late Prince Siwan dreamed of. I shall give it my best till my strength runs itself dry. King Seliph, thank you for everything. Now I'll be excusing myself as well. General Hanibal, you're leaving Thracia as well? The people are waiting for Sir. Thracia still needs to be helped. Yes, that's right. A war general's strength would be needed to rebuild Thracia as well. Please take care of the younger folks, sir. Ah, the script. What's Lewyn saying? I have no idea. Well, people of the Thracian Peninsula, the task ahead of you is heavy indeed. You must break the long hatred between your people and unite them as one. Create a peaceful place, all of you. God damn it. Well, Seliph, I owe you a big one. I won't go forgetting it for as long as I live. No, Prince Ares. Chancing to meet you gave me nothing but happiness. After all, aren't our fathers the incomparable best friends among best friends? Even though they ran into more than their share of misfortunes, they still believed in each other till the very end. Let's make the dream of our fathers fail to turn into a reality come true, Prince Ares. Let the two of us join hands and guide the world toward that dream. My sentiments exactly, King Seliph. Seeing a united Agustria in peace is my father's fondest desire. I'm going to take up that dying wish and help Agustria on its path to renewal. And for that, Leen, your strength is necessary too. Please help me do this. Yes, of course. I will also help to rebuild Agustria. Let's help all those people who lost their homes in the war, the children, the aged. We'll create a country where they can all live their lives in peace. You're right. If I'm with you, I feel like I can do anything. Lord Seliph, I'll be going to Agustria along with Prince Ares. I'm going to lend my strength towards rebuilding the country. You will, Delmud? I see. Your mother's the Princess of Nodian, wasn't she? Yes, sir. My lady mother Lachesis was King Eldegon's younger sister, so it only follows that there's nobody else closer to him. I've decided to pledge my life to this cause, for my mother and King Eldegon's death wishes, and for seeing Agustria united. Aha! Okay. The road ahead of all of you is a difficult one, so pull together, try together. The future of Agustria is in your hands now. Oh yeah, and he also says Agustria is still in a state of civil war. Lord Seliph, I'll be going to Verdane. To Verdane? Ah, I see, your father was Prince Jamke, right? I know how you probably feel. After the fall of the royal family, that place has only collapsed into ruin, taken over by thieves and outlaws. That's what they say. Yes, sir. I don't know how much I can do by myself or how long I'll last, but I just can't let those brigands do as they like in there. Well, Verdane was where my parents met each other, and my mother's home. Lester, you have my wishes as well. Whatever it is that you do, please save the people of that land. Yes, my lord. Lester, I'm going along with you. No, Larcei, you can't. The fighting still rages on there. It's too dangerous for you to go. I'll certainly come back to meet you again, so please wait for me until then. Stop spewing that bunch of... Okay, I'm Larcei of Isaach, a warrior sworn to the blade as well. I'd sooner fall on my own sword than let you go alone. Yeah, you're right. It'll be the day if you're ever going to be afraid of some measly bandits. Sorry, let's go together then. It's assuring to have you around anyway. And that's about it. And now, we'll be making for Youngby then, Lord Seliph. Yes, knowing that you're the one who's going to be taking care of Youngby really eases my mind, Farvel. I know I can trust you. What? No, that's not... I never thought I'd end up this way, sir. But since I learned my mum's the Lady Bridget of Youngby, I finally knew what it is that I must do. I'll follow you to the ends of the earth, Lord Seliph. I swear it on this holy bow of mine. And now Frege. If you're wondering why Tinny isn't... Yeah, Tinny will be going with Arthur. Blah 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 blah. Your inherited Frege, Tinny? I'm sorry, this probably reminds you of not so pleasant things. It's for my mother, but it's the only thing I know how to do, so I'm going to see it through. But Lord Seliph, can you please help me as we go along? Of course, etc. Now oddly, she doesn't go along with... okay. Blah 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 blah. Pausing. Sorry about that. I feel I should mention that there's a slight... I was trying to say, but the cutscene keeps wandering on a bit. I was going to say that there's a small glitch, I think, in the ordering process where Tinny won't actually go with any of her lovers if I think there's no one else to inherit Frege. She'll just take it over. So, yeah, Ced is all on his own now. It's such a shame. Such a shame. But anyway, Ulster is saying, Lord Seliph, I'm going back to Dozle, sir. Your father being Lord Lex, of course. The people of Dozle must be eagerly awaiting your return. Yes, sir. Langebolt and Dannon have wounded the name of pride of House Dozle and gave the people so many hardships. It's all I can do now in place of my father to get things back to where they were. You have my hopes also. From now on, please lend me your strength as well. Yes, sir! And Johan is saying, I have no idea. Your Majesty, thanks for everything. Take good care of Dozle, Prince Johan. Going home won't exactly be a present business. I just have to atone for my father and my brother's crime. I wonder if the people will ever be able to forgive me. It's because of you and your strength that we won the war the way we did. The people know, and your kindness too. Everyone knows. It's because of... thank you, Your Majesty. If it's at all possible, please forgive House Dozle for our wrongs. Of course, Prince Johan. Please lend me your strength for Grannvale's sake and the world's as well. Of course, my lord. Our loyalty towards the throne will never falter for as long as eternity lasts. I swear this. I promise. Good old... what's-his-face. And now Corporal. Corporal, you're going back to Edda? Yes, my lord. To fulfill my father Claude's dying wishes, I'm going to bring Edda back to life. There's great strength in the faith of Edda. No matter what, please bless us with your holy prayers, for Grannvale and for the world. Yes, my lord. Lord Seliph. Azel, the task that lies before... Arthur, the task that lies before you is the heaviest of them all. Forgive me. No, sir. As the only surviving heir of the Velthamer dukedom, I can't face away from atoning for my family's heinous crimes. That's my father Duke Azel's wish as well. Arthur, I myself bear hatred towards Lord Alvis no longer. He was only swept along with fate, a sad man. I feel for him. Please accept my utmost condolences. Lord Seliph, thank you very much. I will try to make House Velthamer's emblem of flame a mark of justice once again, to make the world call it that once again. I'll live with that as my purpose. Yeah, so there's your obligatory fire emblem reference from this game. Arthur, I'll be going to Velthma too. Patty? I'm so not gonna let you go alone. Everything will be a piece of cake as long as we're together. Aw, how sweet. Bye, guys. Well then, Lord Seliph, I'll be making towards Calfee. Eh? Why, Oife? I still need you. I thought you'd always stay beside me. No, my lord. It's time you find your own road and walk it with pride. And so, I will be protecting the dukedom of Calfee in your stead. Calfee, I understand. Your words are right as always, Oife. Since I'm not inheriting the family home, there's no one else with Calfee's bloodline but you. I can't leave it just like that, no matter how much it hurts. Please be at ease, my lord. I shall be protecting you from my place at Calfee, myself. Oife, for me, who'd never known my own father, you're the closest thing to one that I've got. You taught me everything I know about tactics, chivalry, honour and kindness. I can't find words enough to say how much I thank you. Or, Lord Seliph, I too am in great debt to your father. Lord Sigurd took me in when I was left alone, orphaned, and even took care of me like his own brother. And even then, I wasn't there with him to the last to see with my own eyes. I'm such a fool. Oife, don't cry. It's because of me. It's all because of me. Yes, sir. Please excuse me for my behaviour. Well then, Lord Seliph, please, you take care of yourself too, Oife. It's so emotional. And Sedi. I'm not entirely sure which one it is in this one. I won't be blah 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 blah. I'll be going to Silesia. Blah blah blah. Blah 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 blah. I won't be returning to Silesia, said. That country is now yours to rule. Eh? Why, father? The war's over. Please come home with us. No, my duty is done. As with all the other countries, it is time for Silesia to make a fresh start all over again. It needs the vigour of the young that you have. I don't understand. Silesia needs you. Please, however, please come home. Oh no. So sad. You're being emotional, said. I'd like it if you refrain from embarrassing me any further. You should already understand what I mean. Isn't that right, said. Father? Well now, there's nothing left for me to say. Go. I trust you with Silas. Bye, said. Well, Seliph, I hate to say goodbye, but it's time for me to go on my own journey too. Lewyn, thank you. You've always watched over us, young people. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. I only did the duty that was expected of me. I am the wind, a wind whose breath is meant to guide the warm radiance of light, and that light is there in the heart of each and every one of you. Yes, I understand now. I've always heard that dragonkind fears involvement in the world of man, but you're different. You broke that rule. You guided us. Everyone, everything in this earth will never forget we owe you. Lewyn. No. Fawcity. Warrior of a distant land. Fawcity of the wind. So yeah, just in case you missed that, it wasn't Lewyn at all. It was a dragon. Oh yeah, I paused it. Right, and now we get to see the final narration. Hooray! The Thracia Peninsula was unified. Thanks to the Leinster Kingdom's restoration and Thracia Kingdom's downfall, this region, once flooded with lots of little countries and in permanent conflict, finally found peace too. Leif was chosen by the ardent wish of the people as the first sovereign of the new country. Then Leif's sweetheart Nanna, the Lance Knight Finn. The Lance Knight Finn. General Hanibal helped him too, and they devoted themselves to the construction of the new country. Altena, by the now King Leif's request, was entrusted with the reconstruction of the former territory of Thracia, and it is said that she loved and continued loving during all her life this soil of Thracia which raised her. The new country born in the Thracia Peninsula was called the Kingdom of New Thracia. The Kingdom of Isaach was quickly liberated from the Empire's despotic reign, but during the successor to the throne's absence, the people lived days of anxiety. And so, with the victory of the Liberation War and Shanan's return to the country, the people of Isaach were in great joy. Succeeding to the throne, Shanan, together with, among others, his sweetheart Daisy, devoted himself to the reconstruction of the country and aimed at the construction of a wealthy country by improving cultural exchanges with the other countries. Isaach was once called the soil of the Eastern barbarians. However, under the reign of King Shanan, it will have an unprecedented development, and before long it will give birth to one large and powerful country that is not inferior to the other countries, if not surpassing them. I'm going to run out of breath soon. After its civil war, Agustria was annexed by Grannvale, and it was under the supervision of a strict and despotic administration. And so the establishment of a new united nation was the wish of everyone, and that wish was entrusted to Eldigan the hero's royal house of Nordion, and the people welcomed Ares' return to the country with wild enthusiasm. That's because they saw in Ares the figure of King Eldigan in his young days. Ares returned to the country, along with, among others, his sweetheart Leen, the knight Delmud, and together with them he devoted himself with all his strength to the reconstruction of a united Agustria. Before long, under the reign of King Ares, Agustria, as Grannvale's most influential partner, will have an unprecedented development. Hooray! Even under the Empire's despotic reign, Verdane wasn't taken into account and was abandoned. From everywhere, clans were in permanent strife, public order was disrupted, and bands of brigands rampaged. Amidst this, the return to the country of the son of Leicester, who descended from the hero Prince Jamke, as well as his sweetheart Larcei, brought courage to the people, and many youths gathered under him. Verdane's unification war ended before a year had passed, and Leicester succeeded to the throne. Leicester made the most of Grannvale's and Agustria's help, reconstructing the country, and regained the Verdane his grandfather Bartu had built. Verdane's forest and lake, that beautiful greenery is Sigurd's prayers, that transparent water is Deirdre's tears, and the people of the country have faith in those. Hooray! In Seliph, which was for so long under the control of the Empire, Sed, who returned to the country, succeeded to the throne and devoted himself with all his strength to the reconstruction of the devastated country. A beautiful land and people who loved peace. The kingdom of Seliph, which Lewyn protected at the risk of his life, finally came here to completion. Unfortunately, Tinny wasn't there because of bad game programming. And finally at Grannvale, returned respectively at Velthamer, Arthur and his sweetheart Fee, at Frege, Tinny, as well, at Edda, Corpel, at Dozel, Ulster and Johan, at Jungby, Farvel, at Calfee, the holy knight Oife. As for the kingdom of Grannvale's Balhalla dynasty, Imperial Prince Seliph, thanks to the overwhelming support of the people, was officially hailed as king. Seliph, who became a king, poured his strength into the reconstruction of the country and the peace of the continent, and aimed at the realization of a wealthy world free of discrimination and of domination. And at his side there is the presence of his queen, Lana, who always stays close to him and smiles at him, and the Imperial Princess Julia, who's watching over him with warm eyes. In the future, people will say there was a holy king in Grannvale's history, and his name was Seliph. Kindness which understands the people's sadness, courage which can relieve the people's sadness, power which trumps over the people's sadness, would be what was said now, but unfortunately I don't get that because I did not do very well. And did not get A rank. Anyway, that's the end of that. So yeah, that's the end of the game. And that's what happened to everybody. Ah, yeah, here are the credits, just fast forwarding. So yeah, 68 churns for chapter 1, 83 for chapter 2, 148 for chapter 3, 130, 101 for chapter 5, 135 for chapter 6. What, really? 183 for chapter 7? 149 for... Ah, did okay in that one. Only 63 turns. Oh, 135. Man, I suck. 101, 52, 1,348 turns I spent. I believe these are wins and losses, so yeah. I believe Sigur got 60 kills then, or something like that. 60 victories. I mean, I can't read any of these names. But you know, it's apparently whoever that guy is, he didn't do so well. Ooh, 45. That was probably a holy weapon. Nah, actually, it might have been Rarkus's actually. 28. Oh, blimey. Probably a dart. That was probably Leen, Leen, or maybe even Sylvia, since this is probably the first generation. Although, there's another one who obviously did not do terribly well. Huh. 40 victories for whoever that is. Can't be complained about. There's another 0. That might be, I don't know who that is. Don't know who that is. 27 and 0. Hanibal maybe? Oh yeah, it might be Corporal actually. Oh no wait, this is the second generation, so... Huh. They're getting significantly more. That's 9. Maybe that's Lana? Oh, that's 13, that's probably not Lana then. Maybe it's Oifi or something. 44, okay. I'm betting that's probably Fee and... No, actually maybe not. Oh hey, there's someone who died. That's definitely Delmud then. Because if you remember, I killed him. But it's okay, because he was Valkyried. And there's someone else who lost. Right. This is starting to make less and less sense. Did I revive someone else while I wasn't rolling the cameras? No, probably not. Or maybe it just records every time someone dies. That would make more sense. I like this music though. So yeah, I should probably be talking about something at the moment. Yes. So, I like this game. It's interesting. Also a significant time drain. And very easy to... Oh hey look, I got A on everything except turns. That's pretty understandable, really. I believe the other ones are things like funds, experience, and something else, so... I almost definitely was going to get A in experience because everyone was level 30 by the end. I'm not sure about the others. Anyway, I've cleared the game once apparently now. Great. Yeah, Genealogy is a nice game. I'd encourage anyone to play it if you're intrigued by it, and also to use the newest patch, even though there are undeniably problems with it. It might be that there'll be a newer patch later, but I wonder if it'll stop at the moment. Nope, apparently not. Well, apparently that's everything. Well then, that's all. Blimey, 78 hours of my life I wasted on this. 78 hours of my life you wasted watching it. Well, see you next time. Bye.